Hello everybody, this is Johnny S with another R6 vlog. On today's topic we're going to discuss something very basic. So this will be more for the new drivers, let's say. I'm pretty sure that the more experienced drivers, they know most of the things that I'm going to discuss. So yeah, the target audience for today's video is going to be more new riders or more new riders to the super sport, let's say, category, but in general new riders. And the topic at hand is we're going to discuss motorcycle gears, and I don't mean gears like the gears on the chain. I mean the gear, the accessories that you wear for protection. So we're going to discuss helmets, you know, the motorcyclist, let's say, accessories, and what we're going to discuss, I'm going to just share my thoughts, my experiences, what I have seen, you know, in most of these years that I've been driving the bike. So, you know, approximately, let's say I have 15 years experience of driving motorcycles. So based on that, I'm going to share my views, my opinions, how I have managed specific things, what do I consider to be important, what I don't consider to be important, and why I consider these things to be the way that I am. And obviously, like I said, this is my personal opinion. It is partly subjective. It is based on a couple of facts, so it's just not from the top of my mind. But nevertheless, it is something that many people might disagree with, and you know, each to their own. No problem. You can do whatever you feel like doing. I'm not here to tell anyone, you know, what to believe and what to do. Just share my thoughts, and you know, and also in the comments, if you want, I've got my comments open on all my content. And like I said, I don't have a problem with criticism. You can add something there, and you can mention that, you know, I disagree with you on this because of so and so. I'm not going to, let's say, take it personal and you know, respond in a bad way, even if the way you phrase it might be considered a little bit, you know, not, you know. So, you know, I don't have a problem. You can comment on the videos, and you can say, you know, dude, what the hell are you talking about? This is like this and like this, like this. I don't want you to be like, you know, so to begin with, I will say the most important thing on the bike, and it's for many people obvious, is the helmet. So you have to have a motorcycle helmet. Before I bought my bike, when I knew that I was going to buy the Z750, one of the costs that I had calculated in my purchase was a motorcycle helmet. At the beginning, because I was also kind of a newbie, let's say, you know, kind of a new guy on the motorcycles, I thought that I had to spend a minimum of 450, let's say, around euro for a helmet to be considered good, which is not the case. There are many economic helmets which can be utilized, and they can have as good results as a professional helmet, as long as you understand the idiosyncrasies and what, let's say, one helmet will, you know, what additional thing it's going to offer. If you're comparing an Arai helmet to a Nolan, or even an X-Lite. So X-Lite is the more advanced version, let's say, of Nolan. And just give you a little bit of a, you know, of an overview. So my opinion is you have to have a helmet at any point of time. and you have to give a reasonable amount of money, meaning that it has to withstand a few ISOs, which most of the brands do that. That's why I say you don't have to go crazy. My first helmet was close to a 500 X Lite. Back then I think it was the 802 model. You know, it was nothing special, like it was not a replica. It was just a lot of money because it was like the newest model of the X Lite, and I considered to myself that you have to get the newest. Not only that, but I thought, oh, you're not gonna get an Arai or a Shoei. Nah, okay, at least get the best available, you know, X Lite available, since that's like a second good brand, which is not the case. You can get a 250 helmet. There's a lot of offers. As far as brands go, this AGV that I'm wearing at the moment, I don't know if it's a replica. I just really like the whole color design onto it and everything. The AGV that I'm wearing at the moment, it costed around 230 to be exact. I think, I'm not 100% positive. It's been some time now. I think I got it for 1-2 years. 230 euro. It's AGV, which is a very well-known brand. It might not be the latest AGV. It might not be, you know, the top sort of say thing. There was a discount because there were specific, let's say, sizes, limited sizes. But it's a very, very good helmet, and it's able to provide all the protection that you want. Another brand, like I said, is X Lite. Noland is another brand which is, I hope you can hear me because today it's very, very windy. And my biggest issue with the audio is wind cancellation, especially on a bike, and especially if you're going fast. So we're going above 100 now and kilometers per hour, and it is quite, I can hear it. Other brands, Scorpion, that's another brand which is considered more of a cheap brand. So that's another brand that can be considered a little bit, you know, cheaper. Κοίτα να δεις τον ηλίθιο. So Scorpion is another brand which can be considered a little bit more, let's say, economic, but nevertheless it's a good brand. Another brand is LR, I think it's called too. They've got some low range and some higher range. So let me put it this way: if you're going to spend 250 bucks on a cheaper, let's say, brand, but you get the good quality or the good model of that brand, then you're going to get a good helmet, you know what I mean? And these brands, they might have something like a carbon edition of their line. You know, they will provide some things. So that's as far as brands. Now, coming to the type of helmet. The helmet is very important. If you, knock on wood, fall off the bike, it's the thing which is going to protect your head. It's very, very important. Just to give you an understanding of how much I wear the helmet, there was a point in time that I had not heard what my bike sounds without a helmet. That's how much I never ridden the bike without a helmet. You know what I mean? So I bought a helmet before I bought the bike. I went on the bike, I wore the helmet, and that's it. And the first time that I had to go short distance, today all the lights have caught us. and the first time that I had to go a short distance and I did not wear the helmet, I kind of raised my helmet in order for me to have a smoke as I was driving, which is not advised. This is, like I said, I'm going to share my personal experiences, but I'm also gonna you know, admit to something that I'm doing wrong, and I'm going to advise against it. So I'm not perfect. I do silly things sometimes after work, because I try to calm down. What I do is I put my gloves inside my jacket here, one here, one here. I raise the helmet up like towards here. I put a smoke here, and I start slowly on the right hand side, and I have a smoke. As soon as I finish, I put the helmet, I tie it underneath, and then I put one glove, second glove when I get to the lights and everything. This is not recommended. At any point of time you might fall, and you might hit your head, you might hit your hands, you might hit anything. You might be going with 5 kilometers, 2 kilometers, like I said. And because I mentioned the 2 times that I fall, which were silly falls. One was because of a walking path that I slipped. That was literally with 5 kilometers per hour. So the speed, the distance, these things are not playing a difference. When you get on a bike, you can fall just by yourself at any point of time because you did some sort of mistake. It's good to have the gear always. So don't do what I do, and always wear the gear. That's just a little thing about what I do. So the first time that I wore the hat like that, I thought something was wrong with the bike, because I was listening to the sound. I was like, what the hell is that clicking sound? So I actually went to the mechanic and I told him, I think there's something wrong with the bike. And he goes, what do you mean? I go to him, you know, all this clicking sounds as if the chain is loose. What's all this like? He looks at me and goes, that's what the bike sounds like. He goes, why did you not hear it? And I go, no. And then he clicked into me. I go to him, dude, I think it's because of the helmet. So I had a good I had a friendly, let's say, relation with my mechanic. I used to call him dude. So I go to him, dude, that must be it. It's because I was not wearing the helmet for the first time, and I heard the actual sound of the bike, you know what I mean? And I thought there was something wrong. So he goes, no, that's normal. Okay, and since then I know. So that's as far as helmets go and the importance of helmets. As far as the first component, besides the price range and the brand and how well known the helmet is, another component important, like the second component, let's say, I would say the type of helmet. So do you want it to be a helmet which is a full face, a race full face? Do you want it to have an open face? What type of helmet are you looking for? Because sometimes, like I said, I do smokes on the road, I thought at some point get an open face, so you're actually wearing the helmet, it's tied in, and you can have your smoke, and then you can close it along the way. But then I thought to myself, no, the protection that the full face helmet offers you is much more than any open face sort of, you know, hybrid helmet. The hybrid helmets, if by any chance you fall, the integrity of the face, if you hit your chin, it can easily break open, it can flip out, and you can hurt yourself. So I thought to myself, no, just learn to wear your helmet, and simply put. So that's the second key component. You know what I mean? What type of helmet you want. The third, and I'm going in order priority. So the first is the most important, the brand, the quality. The second is the type of helmet. The third, I would say, will be something like the material, the ergonomics of the helmet. What do I mean by that? There's carbon helmets, and the whole reason behind the carbon helmets, and not just carbon helmets, there's different materials which are within the ISO, but companies are trying to save weight. You have a lot of weight on the top of your shoulders, you know what I mean? So 2,300 something grams on top of your shoulder, 2,500 is like 2.5 kilos on top of your shoulders, which makes things difficult, and it will stress you out. It will cause you, you know, it will it will fatigue you the more, you know, heavyweight the helmet is. So companies are trying to cut down on this, and one of the ways to do this is by utilizing different materials. One of the most lightweight material, which has all the rigidness, let's say, and the protection, is the carbon. So that's another thing that you will see the price of carbon helmets go quite a bit up. So you will see this type of helmets go quite a bit heavy on price, and that's because the rarity of the material. And that will be it. I think we'll close with the helmets. So helmets, the first number one, and a couple of things. The budget, what type of helmet you're going to have, the type of helmet, and then the ergonomics. There's many more other aspects, but I'm not going to talk because we're going to run out of time. Some of the ergonomics, just to mention quickly, like I said, the material, the light, the weight, the soundproofness of the helmet. For example, Arai is a well-known brand, but they have been known to make more sound because of the visor. So ergonomics in general, the aerodynamics, the way, the sound, all these things play a role. Second most important component, I would say, jacket. On the jackets, there seems to be again the same mentality. You can get a good jacket with low price, and you can get a good jacket with higher prices. On the jackets, I will say the price plays a little bit more role than in the helmets, because there are many companies which will go well above and beyond what the lowest protection, let's say, level is, such as Dainese, and that's one of the most well-known brands. The quality of the materials, the protection, all jackets by law in Europe, they are required to have a specific protection, you know, on the shoulders and on the elbows, and some on the back. But the quality of this protection is up for debate. Dainese goes well above and beyond to provide the more excellent quality, an excellent material, excellent comfort, so how much you can actually feel these hard plastics on yourself. And I went into the process to actually buy a Dainese jacket. There was a time where economically I was more independent, so I had no wife, no children, nothing like that, and I had some extra money, and I thought, try it, because everybody's saying Dainese, Dainese, Dainese. If you're not going to try it, you're not going to know. So I bought a Dainese. It was 520 euro, and the back protection was sold separately for 80. In total, around 600 euro jacket. As soon as I wore it, I could not believe that I was wearing a jacket, because I had worn jackets before that. I could not feel any of the protection. It was like a Dainese, I can't remember now, like a full leather jacket, race jacket. You know, once I lose a little bit more weight and I can fit into it, I will go into, you know, discuss more. It does make a difference. So quality is a little bit more tied in, at least when it comes to the Dainese. That's the brand that I have tested, and I can speak for that. But you can spend a lot less money and have the protection. I would suggest to get two different type of jackets. So one will be more, let's say, you know, one will be more summertime, and another one will be more winter. There are all season jackets that you can remove, you know, the internal linings, let's say, and everything, but you know, they're not going to offer such versatility when it comes to actually you know, you're going to remove the internals, but they're still going to be hot. So I will say two jackets: one full waterproof winter, one full light summer. You can take the padding from the winter and you can wear it like springtime, but at some point of time when it actually does get to be summer, you can have your other one. Boots and gloves is a secondary priority, is a last priority. The next one that we're going to discuss is gloves, but I want to make a disclaimer, and we're almost at work as well, so I'll try to keep it short. Boots and pants is something which is of the lowest priority. You can hurt yourself, you can hurt your knees. There's a lot of you know, sensitive areas, but because to be realistic, you're going to go to work. You're not going to, in some works that have business casual, in other works that are more business attire, you cannot go to your work with full boots and race CD Alpine Stars leather pants and everything, you know. I mean, it will not, so usually people, at least cover the top part of your body, as many studies have shown the most fatalities occur from that. Lastly, it's the gloves. So it's the third component that I'm wearing. The gloves will offer both protection, so you want something which is from a good leather with good padding, and the second, they will offer warmth in the winter. So again, on the gloves, I will suggest two different type of gloves: one summer, one winter. The winter, go full out, full waterproof, insulated, thermal tech, whatever you want to call it, hardcore. On the summer, go full lightweight, go full lightweight, go as summery as you can with all the protection. The protection, I mean the top part here of the knuckles, because if you're going with 120 kilometers an hour and you get a rock here, you're going to feel it. It's going to cause damage. Protection on the inside of your palm, so even from silly drops, stationary drops, you always put your hands down, you're going to scrape your palms. Something that has a good padding there. For the Super Sport, because I mentioned in the morning that we're more of the Super Sport type of drivers. Let me just stop a little bit here, talk a little bit more and then go to work. So on the Super Sport drivers, it's very important to get the padding, to have this extra component here on the corner, and that's because your hand is forced in a big angle with a lot of pressure. So this is not by luck here in the corner that they use this, and it's because of the part that actually scrapes the ground. The other thing is the lengthness. I will always suggest you get above your wrist, because to protect the corner bone here. And if there's a glove with a hard plastic on the side here, even the better. And that goes both for summer or winter gloves. So even the summer ones, get it with a full carbon here. And one of the examples that I will give you as far as the carbon gloves go, I used to go down the road and there was a guy that actually suddenly overtook me from the left hand side and tried to park in front of me and kind of closed me. I don't know what the mentality was. He was in the fault, obviously. It kind of knocked me a little bit on my side. I skimmed through a couple of cars, and there was a garbage bin, the big ones. They have these metal things that they get picked up. My hand actually went and smacked. Luckily the garbage bin was empty, because it moved, it shifted, and I literally punched it as I was going. My mirror broke, my hand will break, and there was a huge scratch and dent on the carbon. If I did not have that, my knuckles would have been broken, period. So I had some experiences in these things. That's why I'm so strict to it. Okay, that's all for the gear. Unfortunately, we ran a little bit out of time. So this is usually my my only complaint, is that I don't have enough time to do the the time of the videos that I want to do. I don't know how I'm going to go to work, but there's a guy that has closed the road off. This is what we're talking about, the illegal parking. Anyway, να μαλάκα, να γάμω το Χριστός, μια δέκα. very much, everybody. Goodbye. Have an awesome day. We'll talk soon.